A lot has happened over the last century. The world has grown, so has its needs. Rotary has grown too. From humble beginnings in 1921 to over 1,000 clubs in Australia and New Zealand, so much has been achieved, helping the community and the world. 2021 is Rotary's centenary down under. Here's a great opportunity for all Rotary clubs in Australia and New Zealand to think about how you would like to celebrate 100 years of Rotary and become a part of our history. Start planning what sort of project you would like to do as a club or with another club to mark this very special anniversary. This is a unique opportunity to engage with your community and in so doing, bring others along on this great journey. What is your centenary project? What big ideas do you have to celebrate our centenary? And what projects will launch us into the next century of community service? You could join in with current centenary projects, such as Pacific Island children's vaccinations and tackling eye disease in Indigenous communities. Together, let's end trachoma and give every child a future. Also, 100 schools will be invited by 100 Rotary clubs to visit the Canberra Rotary Peace Bell and to plant 100 peace poles with special messages to promote world peace. This is part of an international peace movement. Your club could be involved by sending members to deliver a keynote peace message to a school near you. Add to that a baton relay that will connect clubs linked to Rotary fun runs and raise funds for health-related projects. Internationally, Rotary is spending millions of dollars on community programs. Schools, water, health, children, economics and peace, saving lives, making a difference. Our centenary in 2021 can help change the world. You can do any project. Start small, dream big, local and beyond. No matter where you live in Australia and New Zealand, you can be involved. This is so important for our future. Can you inspire your fellow Rotarians today and make this milestone something special? Join in, lead the way, and make the next century special as well. (2021). The countdown is underway.
I was waiting for a little bell. Good evening, Rotarians and guests. My name is Bob Glindeman and I'm your MC for tonight. This evening will be a changeover with a difference. It's Zoom. But we'll still share the essential elements of our traditional changeover. By now, you've all enjoyed a sumptuous meal, no doubt prepared in your own home. And now we're going to move to the changeover program. We'll have a review of the year gone by our President, Kevin Sheehan, the handing over of the baton to President-elect Marion McLeod, an outline of the plans for the year ahead, an introduction to the incoming board of our club for this coming year, a guest speaker, a raffle with some exceptional prizes, including the Grange, courtesy of some of our members, and some grand final entertainment. Be aware that most microphones will be muted during the evening, so enjoy your nibbles and appetisers, settle back with drinks in hand as we invite past President Robert Fisher to deliver the thanks this evening, after which the toast, which will be presented by our President, Kevin Sheehan.
Thank you, Past President Bob. And I must say it's a delight to be wearing a jacket and tie again for the first time in about 4 months. As we reflect on the Rotary year that is coming to an end, we think of the crises in which we have unexpectedly found ourselves, the devastating fires in our state and elsewhere, then the onslaught of the global pandemic. Let's pause to consider our response as Rotarians. We lent our support to the many efforts to assist bushfire-affected communities, and we reached out to other members, colleagues, friends, and to the disadvantaged to ease the impacts of isolation. Rotary Melbourne has had to change to remain relevant, and we applaud President Kevin and his leadership team for immediately stepping up to the plate on so many fronts. Who would have believed that we of all people would find real benefits in cloud-based video conferencing? While we yearn for coming together again in person, we haven't missed a beat, and many of our projects have moved along undeterred. Such is the power and determination of Rotary. This evening, we welcome Marion McLeod as our president for the centenary year, and we wish her every success in the exciting times that lie ahead. We have been working with R100 champion Hugh Bucknell over the past 5 years to mark this occasion by creating promotional opportunities for Rotary, by recognizing the wonderful work of thousands of dedicated Rotarians down under in the past century, and by inspiring the next generation of Rotarians with the development of a number of sustainable legacy projects. In this coming year, we should recommit ourselves to service above self, and regardless of the circumstances, celebrate the centenary by helping in some significant way to make this a better world. For the great work of Rotary and the friendships we enjoy through it, we give thanks.
Thank you, Robert. Rotarians and guests, a toast to Australia and Rotary International. Australia and Rotary International. Members, visitors and guests, I warmly welcome you to this special occasion, our presidential changeover, where we induct our 104th president, Marion McLeod, who will lead us into our centenary year. This evening's meeting is our 45th of our Rotary year and our 15th online, which is somewhat the new normal. And it's a pleasure to have a host of Rotary Melbourne members, visitors and guests zooming in. From District 9800, we have distinguished guests, District Governor Grant Hocking, District Governor-elect Philip Archer, District Governor nominee Mandy Wendt, and Assistant Governor-elect Kate Strange. Also online tonight, we have guests of President-elect Marion, her partner Michael Harvey, her daughter Sarah Burke, and Marion's brothers and sister beaming in from New Zealand, Newcastle and Hobart. Here with me tonight, I have my wife Lisa, who has been the tower of strength during the last 12 months. And for this, I am eternally grateful. Online is a coterie of family and friends who attended my installation last year. My son Daniel, daughter-in-law Jess, Lisa's parents from Ballarat, Bill and June, my sister Leonie, her husband Sylvan and daughter Kate, friends Robin Waters and Michael Herod, and from Perth, past president of the Rotary Club of Perth, John Garland and Rebecca Tolstoy, and from Hobart, Chris and Julie McGregor. And joining tonight from Noosa is Di Baker. A warm welcome to you all. I'm pleased to announce that District 9800 has just made 2 distinguished awards, Distinguished Service Awards. Firstly, the recipient of the inaugural Robert Fells Rotary International District 9800 Peace Award for 2020 is Robert Fells, who is unable to be with us at this time. But secondly, the recipient of the Rotary Foundation District Service Award for Outstanding Service is Trevor Nink, who is online with us now. Congratulations to Bob and Trevor.
Thank you very much, President Kevin. It was a surprise to me this week and very well accepted and regarded honour that really goes to the club and its activities. So thank you very much.
Well deserved, Trevor. And I certainly did enjoy working with you 9 years ago when we were co-vice presidents. Tonight, I'm truly overwhelmed by this event, and I can identify this day in the life of any president of this great club, handover day, the day the chain of office is passed to our next president. Over 24 years of membership, I've listened to fine valedictory addresses and recently had the opportunity to refresh my memory by reading some. And during these years, I've learnt many things about the workings of Rotary and especially our club. And I know that there's one thing we don't need to do, and that's reinvent the wheel. There is so much history, so many members willing to share their project experience when consulted, and so many valuable partner connections that enables us to leverage our project capacity and reach. At my installation last 26th of June, I referred to 3 goals of the 2019-20 operation plan. I talked of actions, responsibility, timelines, and evaluations set out in this plan, and I asked the question, is it all achievable? To which I did answer, time will tell. Well, looking back, I can say the year has been very busy indeed. I've had some challenges, and as Lisa will attest, I spent plenty of time at my desk. Goal 1, deliver humanitarian project outcomes by working our operational plan. We had the tools. We had the 4-year strategic plan that I was fortunate enough to inherit from my predecessor and great supporter throughout this year, Robert Fisher. Within this framework, the Horizons team developed and polished a succinct operation plan, which was worked over the last 12 months to deliver humanitarian outcomes within a vast array of projects. The team delivering these outcomes not only comprised those 7 directors, 27 committee chairs, and 22 team leaders on the organisation chart, but through the good work of triple that number of dedicated members, the heavy lifters, the quiet achievers, the volunteers, the spouses and partners, and sometimes family members, all delivering project outcomes that were superbly outlined last Wednesday by our vice presidents when they delivered their annual report. And didn't their report raise the bar? All of this good work had the dedicated support of our admin team, our hard-working team comprising our office manager, Joe Mavris, Honorary Secretary, Red Smith, and Honorary Treasurer, Peter Hanlon. I couldn't have done without them. The support was enormous. And I was very, very fortunate to have 2 of the best vice presidents, Cynthia Edgell and David Carruthers. So the answer is yes, the achievements were aplenty. Goal 2 was to elevate the centenary to inspire existing members and attract new members. The dream of 9 years ago was to create a signature projects which left a legacy for the next 100 years. Then we would have achieved something tangible to celebrate. Traction took a while. The R100 team have worked solidly to promote awareness throughout Australia and New Zealand and motivate project outcomes. The momentum has built, so let's maintain the excitement. 2021 can be the light through the COVID tunnel. District 9800 through District Governor Grant and District Governor-elect Phillip have embraced the centenary. Our Lord Mayor and Honorary Member Sally Capp has embraced the centenary, as has the Governor-General and Mrs Hurley, who are now ambassadors and will host our national launch ceremony from Yarralumba on the 10th of July. As Australia's first Rotary Club, we connected with the 3 other Centurion clubs of Sydney, Wellington and Auckland to mark centenary milestone. An Australasian project to immunise 100,000 children in 9 Pacific nations is well underway with our partner UNICEF, as is our national project, End Trachoma 2020. Each of the 1,007 Australian clubs and the 267 New Zealand clubs have been challenged to create their centenary project, which has created much excitement and implementation. Rotary Melbourne has 3 centenary projects. The Tacoma Water Trailer Project partnered with Monash University Engineering and IPEX in Darwin. Hepatitis Awareness, partnering with Hepatitis Victoria, and Gatherings of Kindness, partnering with the Hush Foundation, of which our honorary member, the Governor of Victoria, is patron. So we have elevated R100. So the answer is yes. Goal 3 was to ensure that members enjoy what they do as volunteers. And I'm so proud that so many members have risen to the challenge this year. Their commitment to deliver our project work, our awards, and our events has been mammoth. This year, we dedicated time to expose projects. We dedicated time to identify and accolade the project champions and the quiet achievers. And we had the most superb bulletins issued every week by our bulletin editor, Dorothy Gilmore. We injected a variety in our meetings by taking a meeting to Dame Nellie's Melba's Coombe Estate last October, and then combined with the International Women's Day breakfast and the evening meeting. My weekly chats on the blue carpet prior to lunch meetings provided great feedback on what members are up to and the various committees were up to. And of course, I've enjoyed the group nights, emails, and phone calls. So did we have fun? Yes, we did. And just as we were sailing well, came COVID-19 and a further necessary goal that was never contemplated. We hastily defined Goal 4, the need to stay connected, maintain member engagement and continue to deliver our projects wherever possible, to keep our regular meetings occurring and care for member welfare in this pandemic environment. All new territory, but the call rang out, don't waste a good crisis. And there was a rush to embrace virtual networks and maintain the continuity of delivering our regular weekly meetings online. We sourced speaker content from within by showcasing our projects, from our honorary members and from others. In widening the weekly reach, we raised the profile to new heights. Did we meet this challenge? Yes, we did. And the continuing challenge is not to go backwards. We're using our social media platform very well, and I certainly commend Ari Talantis in this regard. We're embracing the current situation as an element of the new normal, maintaining Zoom, WhatsApp, the occasional coffee club chit-chat, live streaming our meetings even when the day arrives that we can meet again in person. To summarise, through the dedication of many who have had their shoulder to the wheel, the scorecard is looking good. There are always regrets, but in the words of that famous song, too few to mention. What more could we have achieved, if only? And what next for me? There is R100, our centenary year. And I look forward to working with Hugh Bucknell, the backbone of our R100 projects. I look forward to working with Peter Clark and Penny Trumbull as our R100 HEP awareness project rolls on. I look forward to some sailing with Phil Endersby, who sponsored me and has been a great mentor throughout all of these years, particularly this year. I don't think I'm alone in looking forward to 2021. I always knew that I had many friends in Rotary, and now I have many more. And as I sail off to the sunset, I know that my Rotary journey has had a big impact, and I'm satisfied that with the help of so many, the best job has been done this Rotary year. Tonight, I have delivered the first virtual valedictory address, and perhaps the shortest in the 99-year history of Rotary Melbourne. Thank you for listening, and thank you for the honour to have served Rotary Melbourne as President. And now for a very special Paul Harris presentation. It gives me great pleasure to announce that the recognition of a Paul Harris Fellow, as established in 1957 in the honour of Paul Harris, who founded Rotary in 1905, is the tradition of this club and many others in this part of the world to honour, by naming as a Paul Harris Fellow, members and non-members who have helped to build a better world by their understanding, contributions to the club and or the community. People who practice the motto, service above self, to a notable degree. Tonight it gives me great pleasure in recognising past President Mary Barry. Mary was inducted into Rotary Melbourne on the 16th of August 2006 with the classification of Organisation CEO, and her sponsor was Philip Myers. She was our 101st President, and in 2017-18, having served as Fellowship Director and a Vice President in 2011-12, professionally Mary was CEO of Our Watch and previously been CEO of Victoria State Emergency Service and the National Heart Foundation of Australia, and was CEO of Victorian Association of Health and Extended Care. Notably, at our changeover last year, Mary was the recipient of the inaugural Mentoring Award, created to honour the memory of our esteemed past President, David Whitner AM. In service to Rotary Melbourne, Mary created the mentoring program for all members joining our club and for existing members who felt they would benefit by the experience. The purpose is to help members fully understand Rotary, to find their way around what can be a complex organisation, and to ensure they become engaged in what best suits them. She was instrumental in creating a training program that delivered more than a dozen senior members through the program to then be mentors to the many mentees. And it's terrific to know that some of those mentees have gone on to be leaders in the leadership area this past year. Mary is currently chair of our Community Welfare Committee. And earlier this year, she was appointed to the host organising committee, the HOC, responsible for delivering the Melbourne 2023 Rotary International Convention, and was recently elected HOC chair. With her organisational skills and depth of experience, we know that Mary will serve us well in that vital role. She's been also a great supporter of District 9800. As a director for many years, she headed up the strategic planning and risk portfolio and is now district chair of vocational service, which is making a significant improvement in the promotion and revitalisation of vocational service areas. These achievements led District Governor Grant Hocking to confer Paul Harris recognition. But now it's time to recognise the meritorious service that Mary has rendered to Rotary Melbourne in fellowship, administration and humanitarian project delivery over the past 14 years. And I wish to acknowledge that today Mary has her partner Philip Whelan online with her to share this occasion. Mary Barry, for sustained commitment to service above self, it gives me pleasure to name you on behalf of the board and members of Rotary Club of Melbourne, a Paul Harris Fellow with Sapphire. Your pin and citation will be delivered to you in due course, but now would everyone please join me in congratulating Mary Barry. And I'd ask you to say a few words, please, Mary.
Oh, thank you very much, Kevin. And I must say I was quite shocked when you phoned me to tell me what you were doing, but I feel very honoured and very humbled to be given a Paul Harris Sapphire. It's not something that I thought I'd ever get, but I'm really, really grateful. I feel very privileged to get such an award for doing something that I really enjoy doing and that has really become a part of my life. So thank you very, very much, and thank you to your board and whomever else was involved. and I will certainly wear the badge with great honour and pride, and I will continue to work and serve the Rotary Club of Melbourne and the district as I go forward. So thank you once again.
Congratulations, Mary. Very well deserved. And now, the Rotary Melbourne Mentoring Award. It recognises a Rotarian who has excelled as a mentor and an advocate for Rotary. The award was inaugurated last year, honouring the memory of our esteemed past President, David Whitner AM. The board recognised David's extraordinary commitment to Rotary, which has spanned 54 years until his sudden passing in 2018, and his willingness to mentor many members and indeed beyond in the community at large. The Perpetual Trophy, which is a multifaceted design, is a reminder of the breadth of character that was David Whitner. It's now my pleasure to display that trophy. And also announce that tonight, I have the honour of bestowing that award on Cynthia Edgell. Since her induction on the 5th of May 2014, as sponsored by Robin Symes, Cynthia has been the most active Rotarian and is currently our Vice President of Club Management Administration and Communications, and delivered an outstanding report last Wednesday in the first ever virtual VP reporting day. Over the years, her involvement included our Public Relations Committee, Membership Development Committee, Community Welfare Committee, Reception Committee, Second Bite Volunteer, a regular onto conference trekker, and an active member of the Melbourne Group. In 2005-06, Cynthia joined the Vocational Service Committee, where she remains today, having chaired that committee for a number of years. She was also part of our 2008 team that visited East Timor, and that year she received the Counsel Award for her passion and enthusiasm in the service to our club and the community. 8 years ago, her mentoring role began as an outcome of our partnership with the Brotherhood of St. Lawrence in the Stepping Stone Project. And since then, Cynthia has mentored migrant women through a small business training program, women who could not get a job but had great skills. And this, as Cynthia tells me, has led to numerous lasting relationships. In everything she does, which has included mentoring new members as part of our club's mentoring program, Cynthia exemplifies warmth and friendly understanding and true service above self. Cynthia's enthusiasm is reflected in the various roles she has pursued, and in the same passionate way she embraces life. Tonight, we recognise a gracious lady who has demonstrated great commitment to Rotary Melbourne. Please join me in congratulating our 2020 Mentoring Awardee, Cynthia Edgell. Now, Cynthia, I'd be delighted if you'd say a few words.
Well, thank you, Kevin, very much. I was very moved by that picture of David Whitner, who just emanates warmth and empathy, and I thought, what a role model. So this is very, very special. I'm really lucky to have been able to use some skills that I brought to the club and have been quietly getting on with through the Brotherhood, and luckily not needing any money, so I haven't had to go and beg before committees and justify what I'm doing. And as a result of it, I have met some extraordinary women and learnt so much about other cultures and ethnicity. And as Kevin said, they have really become close friends. It was an extraordinary privilege. So I would like to thank Rotary for giving me the opportunity to do this, and hope I can go on doing it. And I've also loved mentoring the people that I've in this club, Alan Wong and Michaela Stafracci, because again, you develop a special relationship, you get to know people so much better. So I think I'm very lucky, and I think in your third goals, enjoy what you're doing as a volunteer. I'm right there. So thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Cynthia, and so well deserved. And just to let you know that my attire tonight not only includes my centenary socks that I'm proud to have on, but won't otherwise display in case Dorothy takes a screenshot, but I have a centenary bow tie that was delivered me today by Phil Endersby. I think it's hot off the production line at the Wilderness Wear factory in Preston, and it's now the R100 centenary bow tie. The inaugural display, and I think the orders will start flowing in. The moment has now arrived for the induction of our 104th president. Marion McLeod, you've been chosen by the Rotary Club of Melbourne to assume the high office of president for the year 2021. And we believe you to possess the required qualities of leadership and command the esteem and confidence of your fellow members. You have served the club with distinction, and you have a working knowledge of the rules of the club and the objective Rotary. You have attended the training seminar for presidents-elect as required in preparation for your term in office, and you have undertaken to give the time and effort necessary to lead and carry on the work of our club in a meaningful and dignified manner. We, the members of Rotary Melbourne, pledge to you our support and loyalty during the year as together we strive to achieve the ideals of Rotary service. It now gives me great pleasure to pass to you the presidential chain of office and your president's pin. Congratulations and best wishes for a productive and exciting year ahead as president of Rotary Melbourne in the year 2021. Rotarians and guests, I give you our new president, Marion McLeod. Please join me in congratulating Marion. Now, Marion, over to you. The meeting is yours.
Thank you, Kevin. Members, visitors and guests, I warmly add my welcome to you all on this 100th anniversary year for Rotarians everywhere in Australasia. And can I also take time out to congratulate Bob Fells, Trevor Nink, Mary Barry and our wonderful Cynthia Edgell for their awards this evening as well. In addition to welcoming all the notable guests introduced by Kevin, it is also a great pleasure to have so many of my family and friends joining us here today. I'd also like to take this opportunity to congratulate past President Kevin and thank him and his amazing team for their leadership through a very challenging 2019 and 20, and with the great success that they've had in meeting all of the goals that they'd planned for themselves, at the same time as managing to keep the fellowship together throughout this time. Whilst I'm conferring his pin and name badge in a virtual environment, I do look forward to doing so in person in the near future. I'd also like to thank Lisa Sheehan for all the support and hard work. Welcome, Lisa. For all the hard work and support that I know that she's given to Kevin. And again, although we're delivering flowers in a virtual environment, I look forward to thanking her in person very soon, hopefully. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Marion.
And so now I'd like to start my address, and I believe Reg is going to start the slides for that.
So now to Rotary's next 100 years. I have two quotes to start with, and I want you to reflect on them. First, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. And secondly, The story of Rotary will need to be written again and again. The world is a changing place and we must change with it.
Yes, Albert Einstein and Paul Harris.
In reference to these, we as a club have shown that we can do things differently and that we are capable of change, most recently highlighted as we moved our weekly gatherings quickly and seamlessly into the digital space. The Governor-General and Mrs. Hurley highlighted this feature of our Rotary service as one of the key reasons that Rotary has lasted as long as it has. Seeing David Fries at 96 join us regularly on Zoom has been a real highlight of the last few months. As we start our journey of the next 100 years, I wonder when looking back with 2020 hindsight, what will be said of the passing of this first 100 years. We have found ourselves in extraordinary times and have shown that we are capable of amazing resilience and the extraordinary ability to change to survive. It also shows that what would have been inconceivable only a few months ago has cemented our fellowship in newer and for some stronger ways. When I was first proposed for membership of the Rotary Club of Melbourne, I was taken to lunch by Chris Wong, who said then that Rotarians are born, not made. And he has always offered me sound counsel since that time, along with Robert Fisher, whom I met when I attended my first district conference. I was then inducted by Austin Burley, another great sounding board, and set to work by Keith McNeil, Peter Beersley, and Peter Rogers. All of these amazing born-to-be Rotarians, along with my many other mentors, including Bob Glindeman, Mary Barry, Trevor Nink, Clive Weeks, and Quinn Scalzo, have given me the incredible support to engage in my Rotary journey. There are also many others, including Chris Stillwell, Pam Brown, Barbara Yorondes, Reg Smith, Sharon Johnson, Cynthia Edgell, Gary Fowler, Kerry Kornheiser, and Dorothy Gilmore, to name a few, who've been part of my fellowship group and supported me in so very many ways. In addition, there have been many others whose company and counsel I have enjoyed throughout this time and who have been equally supportive. This journey through Rotary has seen many highlights, including the conferring of my Roy Sappy and Paul Harris Fellow Awards. Paul Harris, our founder, was born 152 years ago in Wisconsin, USA. Whilst it was the camaraderie of his colleague Bob Frank and his engagement with the local community in Chicago that impressed Paul Harris to start Rotary, it is now the service focus on local and international projects which keeps engaged the 1.2 million members worldwide who are our people of action. So with fellowship at its heart, Rotary has changed to remain relevant to the community it first engaged with on that day on the 23rd of February 1905 in Chicago. And just a few years afterwards, on the 21st of April 1921 in Melbourne, the start of its Australasian journey. It is important that we continue to change, as Rotary has always done, to remain relevant to our membership and the community we serve. To this end, and with the commencement of the next 100 years, this coming year will signal some exciting new approaches. Our focus will be on 4 areas. Firstly, building a refreshed cohort of Rotarians of action. Those new members within our club who bring the energy to our many projects and activities. We have more than 84 activities and projects that need renewed energy to change and grow. Secondly, providing events that align with the expectations of all of our members. As we've seen in recent months, when we introduce new events because we had to, we're able to engage enthusiastically. Reg and Kevin set the benchmark for our whole district by introducing Zoom to our members in a heartbeat, and look at how we've embraced it. For many of us, this has been a wonderful opportunity to engage with our club in ways we couldn't before. Indeed, some of us probably wish that Zoom was a little less accessible. Next, developing projects that attract new members. The bushfires highlighted that the great work of Rotary on occasion needs refreshing, and Jim Orchard and Peter Davis's brother came to the party with our new caravan project. The work that Jim and the District Committee have done to support those challenged, first with drought, then bushfires, then floods, and most recently the pandemic, has shown our true Rotary spirit in action. And fourth and final, partnering in our community and engaging with our City of Melbourne colleagues to support the needs of our community. We have already started partnering in a number of ways with our city and our honorary member, Lord Mayor Sally Capp. We want to deepen these relationships as we work together to come out of the current business and community challenges. The journey for the focus on these four areas started with some planning of our future that we did with our corporate member PwC, and which was facilitated by Maureen and a wonderful Horizons team who worked assiduously with me on bringing our plan to fruition. The people we partnered with at PwC were astonished to find out about Rotary and to know some of the things that we did. And for them, the true strength of our club was summed up in four things. There was firstly our ability to be the crucible of great ideas. Then there were the amazing projects that we championed in support of our communities. Thirdly, the depth of the skills and mentoring possibilities of our cohort of members. And finally, our global network of industry and business colleagues. These are the things that they valued in Rotary and that make us stand out as Rotarians. These are the ways in which we need to focus our future to continue being relevant. These areas of focus will translate into the service projects that respond to the modern needs of our community and the challenges that lie ahead. Seeing Rotary take its place in supporting and building the resilience of our community and stepping up to be there for that community in troubling times, and making Rotary relevant and vibrant as it moves into its second century with its sense of place deeply rooted in our city. We know that Rotary has changed lives, and our R100 projects reflect this, and the work of Rotary more broadly. These initiatives started in our club with an endeavour in each of international, national and local areas, and have blossomed into the plethora of projects that clubs all over our region have commenced as they join in celebrating our collective 100th anniversary in Australasia.
Our fellow centenarians of Sydney, Wellington and Auckland
have actively engaged in these celebrations under the dedicated guidance of Hugh Bucknell and his team, and our own club has expanded its suite of R100 initiatives to include Give Every Child a Future, which is our Pacific immunisation programme, End Trachoma, where we are the only first world country with this highly treatable problem, Healing the Hurt through trauma recovery and mental health initiatives, the Hush Foundation and its focus on kindness, Rotary Safe Families dealing with family violence and elder abuse. This has received enormous promotional exposure through the ambassadorial efforts of Mal Walden. An R100 subcommittee of the board is taking the lead under Kevin Sheehan to deliver some signature Rotary events, which include a baton exchange in front of the Governor-General in July this year, an anniversary event on our birthday, the 21st of April 2021, that occurs alongside a peace symposium, and a grand gala event in May 2021. Kevin Sheehan and Hugh Bucknell will keep us across all of these events as they occur. These will be exciting times as we celebrate our past and forge new paths for our future. I look forward to working with all our Rotary colleagues as we start this new century. I know we are well placed to manage these exciting times with our values founded in service above self, friendship, diversity, ethics and integrity as written in our four-way test of truth, fairness, goodwill and better friendships and beneficial to all. And finally, leadership. We have a great Rotary leadership team, both on the board and amongst the very many active members of our club who deliver our over 84 projects and activities each year. This leadership team is well positioned to set the strong foundations for the next 100 years. I'm extraordinarily privileged to become your president at this time and look forward to this next 12 months of Rotary service. From here on in, we will be celebrating routinely the anniversaries of our fitness leaders and the extraordinary influence and impact that each have made, starting with Professor Osborne and his secretary William Drummond, followed by Sir John Monash, who can stand as an inspiration for doing what no one else has done. I look forward to starting this next 100 years with a great legacy of Rotarians behind me and a great Rotary board ahead. And I'd now like to introduce our directors to you. These include President-elect Reg Smith and past President Kevin. We are all here to serve, and this year in the post-COVID-19 world, we couldn't have a better motto than to take advantage of Rotary opens up opportunities. And now, to find out something we didn't know about our incoming board.
Hi, I'm Pam Brown. I'm Vice President for Humanitarian Services. I grew up in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and every day walking to and from school, I looked at this beautiful mountain that you see behind me. It's been an interesting life, and now I'm here in Australia, having migrated 35 years ago. I've been a member of Rotary since 2008, held a number of positions, and I'm really looking forward to the centenary year working with this group as we continue forward.
Hi, I'm Chris Stillwell. I'm the Vice President of Club Development and Communications. What does Rotary not know about me? Probably that I've lived in the United States for 12 years of my life. Got some strong linkages still to the US with my wife being an Arizona native, and still have some strong links there with a 1968 Ford Trans Am Mustang race car, garaged with a race team in the US. I do manage to slip away a couple of times a year and go racing in the US. It's originally an Australian car, so it's right-hand drive. The Americans simply don't understand this right-hand drive stuff. And I've got a massive Australian flag on the roof to promote our home country. Couldn't tell you how many times the Americans go, "Are you from Canada, New Zealand, England?" Nobody in the US knows what the Australian flag looks like.
Hello, I'm Kerry Kornhauser, and I'm Director of Communications and Strategy in Marion's Year, which is very exciting. New role, new challenges, and new outcomes in the Rotary Centenary Year. I always look forward to a new role, new challenges with positive outcomes. So that will be sure it will happen this year. Now, what don't you know about me or Rotary? That in my private life, 3 years ago, I took on a very serious challenge. And I have to report that it's had a negative outcome. I took on a 3-year-old convertible. I took on a convertible. And you know what? She rules the roost.
Hello everyone, my name is Iqbal and I'll be joining Youth and Vocational Services Director in a new Rotary year. I would like to share something about myself, which I really enjoy playing golf and chess during my leisure time, and I'm looking forward to working with you all in new Rotary year.
One thing many Rotarians might know about me is that I'm the proud custodian of a rather large hedge. It runs for 90 feet on the front, and also it goes for another 120 feet down the side. From all we know about the house, it is about 100 years old. Its variety is Cypressus macrocarpa, also known as the Monterey pine. People often think that maintaining a hedge takes a lot of hard work, but it's not actually hard at all. Now, to do the hedge, I start at the top, like so. And then I do the side. Like anything 100 years old, it's not without its battle scars. In fact, it's been burnt not once, not twice, but 3 times due to arson attacks. So in my view, hedge your bets and get a hedge.
Hi, I'm Russell Board, incoming Honorary Secretary. One of the things that you may not know is that away from the club, we breed and race thoroughbreds, or racehorses. We have broodmares up in the Hunter Valley from as far afield as the UK and Ireland, Germany, New Zealand and of course Australia. We're very much looking forward to the coming foaling season.
Hello everyone, my name is Shanti Dabu. You can call me Shanti. I love socializing with people. As running a real estate business, I deal and meet different people every day. I love communicating with them. I enjoy listening to them. I enjoy learning from them. They have different characters, different religion, different culture, different background and specialty. That is why I joined the Rotary Club of Melbourne, to help the community, to develop myself, meet new people, inspire the next generation, put my energy where it's real needed, spend time with the greatest people, just like you.
Hi, I'm Philip Cornish. I'm the Director of Community Services with Rotary Melbourne. The scarf I'm wearing is the Melbourne Rebels franchise. As you can see, I'm probably happiest surrounded by the books in my converted garage, and the worst student job I did was cleaning a well, which involved being lowered down on a rope, shoveling the soft dirt and other things that had fallen into the well, and then having that lifted by the bucket above me to the top to be cleaned out. Half of the contents seemed to fall on me below. No one did the job twice.
Hi everybody, my name's Michaela Stafracci, and I'm happy to tell you a few things that you may not know about me. So I was born in Papua New Guinea. I was raised there. I went to boarding school, and I have a German short-haired pointer called Betty. I'm really looking forward to this incoming Rotary board and the new Rotary year under the leadership of Marianne McLeod. I think she'll do an excellent job, and I think we're very lucky to have such a talented team.
I am Peter Hanley. I'm the Honorary Treasurer of Rotary Melbourne. My moment of great memories was taking a train to Paris, to London in May 1999. And late on, Paul McCartney and Stella got on board the same carriage, which was empty except for me. And I enjoyed 2 hours talking to my greatest musical love, being a Liverpudlian, and really getting to enjoy that opportunity and to get his signature on my business card, because my children would never have believed me. So it was a wonderful experience. He's a very easygoing guy, no security guards, in sneakers, and he often got a taxi at the end. So it's a memory that whenever I play Beatles music, comes back to me and resonates.
I'm looking forward to my continuing role on the Rotary Melbourne board as part of Marianne's leadership team. I will be active in several committees because this is where the important things in Rotary really happen. My other focus for the coming year will be on preparing for the 2021 and 22 year, which is when I will be honoured to assume the presidency of this great club. This will involve creating Rotary Melbourne's strategic plan for the period from 2022 to 2025, keeping our second century in the top of my mind, and then developing an operational plan for 2021-22 to continue the momentum of our centenary celebrations this year. Congratulations, incoming President Marianne and outgoing President Kevin. Thank you for sharing your leadership of the club with me.
Hi, I'm Mark Panoli. I'm the incoming Director of International Programs. I think only a few people at Rotary know what one of my passions is, which is documentary filmmaking. I recently had a short film screened at a film festival in the UK and Canada, so the lockdown provided a perfect opportunity to complete my next project, which looks at modernisation and cultural loss in a Tibetan Buddhist community in remote areas of Nepal. And of course, I was asked to put together this video presentation of the incoming directors and vice presidents, which I think captures some of the diverse personalities and interests of our new board. And I look forward to working with them in the coming year to serve the Rotary Club of Melbourne. Thank you.
The most important thing we need to do now is move on to draw the raffle. Everybody I hope, has bought tickets in this raffle, because this is where somebody is going to walk away with a wonderful bottle of Grange. Are we ready now to move to the studio where the barrel will be turned? And there's our honorary secretary with that wonderful barrel produced with his, who's the assistant there, Reg?
This is my dedicated assistant for the last 45 years or so. I'll introduce Sue and she will speak for herself. And Rob, Bob, I might just make a start. That's a very hard act to follow, I might say, but my serious role here is to, as the nominated responsible person from Rotary Melbourne under our fundraising licence, my duty tonight is to judiciously supervise the raffle. But before we do that, I'd like to thank everyone who has quickly put into this fundraiser. It's a terrific result. We've sold 112 tickets and the net result looks like being somewhere in the order of $5,400. So I'm going to do a bit of final mixing of the tickets, which have all been sorted in stubs, and I'm going to ask then Sue to proceed with the draw.
I might add that this is something that I've always wanted to be, is a barrel girl. So now this is my big opportunity.
Well said, Sue.
Okay, I'll now draw the first prize, which is a bottle of Penfolds Bin 95 Grange, 1999, and a bottle of their brilliant Yatana Chardonnay 2015. And the lucky winner is Fatima Ali. Fatima Ali, sorry.
Congratulations, Fatima.
Thanks. Fatima. Well done.
The second prize is 3 of Australia's best reds, a Penfolds St Henri Shiraz 2009, a St Hugo Coonawarra Cabernet Sauvignon 2002, and a Lindemans Pyrus Cabernet Sauvignon Merlot Cabernet Franc 2010. And the lucky winner of the 3 reds is David Cran.
Oh. Well done, David.
The third prize is a mixed dozen of Museum Australian white wines. And the lucky winner is Alan Trumbull.
Well done,
and the fourth prize is a $200 clothing voucher from Wilderness Wear.
Thank you.
And the winner is Robert Fells.
Very good.
Okay, Bob,
Thank you.
That concludes the draw. Winners, of course, will be formally notified and the prizes will be delivered in the next few days. Again, thank you everyone for your great support. These funds will go into the Fighting Fund and enable the club to do even better work on behalf of our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Reg, and your wonderful barrel girl, Sue. Okay. We're now moving to the closing of the gathering. Firstly, can I thank our guest speaker, Cole Cameron, aka Chuck Anderson, aka Holger Kanak. I'm sure everybody enjoyed his representation of what he thought Rotary was all about. There are a lot of key people to thank. Firstly, Joe Mavris. This organisation would not operate without the skill, the dedication and the enthusiasm of that wonderful lady. And now we have a flower exchange, I think. Yes, Marion? No, Marion? I also want to thank the technicians and the photographer. Reg Smith has done a remarkable job. Joe Mavris, Mark Panoli, and Dorothy Gilmore. Without their superb attention this evening, this would not have gone as smoothly. And now I have to kick off some other events. To kick off the centenary celebrations, our first event is on Friday, the 10th of July, again via Zoom, where Rotarians across Australia will join for virtual fellowship, as well as meeting our R100 centenary ambassadors, the Governor-General and Mrs. Hurley, as they launch our national